Yeah.
Do you know how to...
No.
Happening. Someone is outside.
Call this number. Say night action.
For you as possible.
Have a seat, Miss Larkin. We have a lot to go over.
Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am your host Taylor Swift and you are watching Night Agent. Today we are going to talk about the latest episode 2 of The Night Agent and about the promo of the next episode, so make sure to watch the video to its end and subscribe us for more promos. The Night Agent's episode 2 begins with a flashback to 3 months earlier, the day Rose's firm went bankrupt. She was in the middle of an interview when she received a call from their most important customer. He was enraged that his company's system had been compromised. She goes to investigate the issue and discovers that someone called Adam tampered with the codes on their side. Rose returns to the present and makes her statement to Hawkins and Farr. Hawkins is pressuring her because he suspects she is concealing something. Rose persists on telling him the truth, but Hawkins says that after 30 years in the FBI, he knows when someone is lying. Rose storms out of the meeting, and Hawkins informs Farr that Peter is unqualified to defend Rose. Farr mentions that she has been monitoring Peter for a year and believes he is ready. Rose returns and inquires as to the next move. Farr assures her that she will be kept under Secret Service security and transported to a hotel. She is to stay there until it is safe to go. Peter offers to drive her to the hotel, but Rose refuses. Peter inquires as to why she withheld information, and she informs him that the White House has been penetrated. When they arrive at the hotel, Rose complains about not having any gadgets or books. Peter tells her that she is secure under the protection of the Secret Service, and she thanks him. Peter departs, even sending books to her chamber. Meanwhile, the killers, Dale and Helen, drive back to DC and incur a speeding penalty. Helen is interested about what's inside the bag, but Dale tells her that opening it may be harmful. Farr asks Peter whether he got anything else from Rose before he reports for his duty at the White House. He declines. Farr convenes a conference, and Hawkins informs those present that the Campbells, Rose's aunt and uncle, worked for the FBI in counterintelligence and had retired. He thinks they termed it night action because they were doing something illegal. Ben advises him to examine the possibility that someone modified the rules in Spyland. The FBI has no suspects or motivations as of yet. Hawkins requests that Peter keep out of it because he is not even supposed to be in the room. Farr interjects, saying Rose is alive because of Peter, and she also wants to know what Hawkins is hiding in his probe. She is concerned that the truth about the Campbells will be revealed, and she wants the case to be solved before that occurs. Following the meeting, Farr requests that Peter double-check Hawkins' work and obtain the Campbells' FBI files. She wants Peter to find out what Hawkins is hiding, even if it is above his clearance level. She wants to know if Peter is prepared to go to any length to uncover the truth and safeguard Rose. He wants him to take the initiative. Peter departs to inquire about an update on the ring the intruder was wearing. His colleague compares the ring to a sigil from the royal house of Yugoslavia. They suspect the original owner is from a royal family. Peter enters his office and, after perusing the papers, discovers that Hawkins was the Campbells' handler while they were working for the FBI. Farr is likewise surprised, and he wonders what more Hawkins is hiding. She requests that he separate the cases that Hawkins managed and deliver the report to her desk the following morning. She also wishes for him to keep this new information to himself. Later in the evening, Peter receives a call from the night action number. Rose, it turns out, was the one who recalled the number. She feels lonely and would want to know whether they are making progress on the case. Peter tells her that they are investigating new leads. They converse, and Rose expresses concern about what may happen next. They continue to converse and divulge additional details about their life. Rose informs him that a friend misled her, and Peter tells her about his childhood desire of being a professional basketball player. Rose expresses how much she misses her aunt and uncle and asks him to breakfast the next morning. Peter agrees and suggests a late breakfast. Dale and Ellen are staying at a hotel on the opposite side of town. Ellen is still fixated on what's in the bag. She goes looking and discovers a nanny cam. Ellen wonders whether they may download the files, but Dale instructs her to leave it alone. He receives a phone call from two men informing him that they have new information about the target. They notify Dale of the new information. The client and the second guy discuss Dale and Ellen, with the client retorting that Dale has been working for him for the previous 8 years and that Ellen was recently brought in. They work well together and provide amazing outcomes. Peter gives the files to Farr the next morning and informs her about his brunch arrangements with Rose. Farr thinks it's great that he's connecting with Rose and hopes she'll open up to Peter. When Peter arrives at the hotel, the Secret Service agents have left. He goes inside Rose's room and discovers that the door is unlocked. Her assailants turned off the electricity, and the lock on her door is no longer functional. They flee, but Dale spots them on the steps and shoots fire. Peter and Rose rush into the streets after jumping through the glass window. They went to a clothing store to get new clothes because Rose was just wearing a robe. Ellen goes to the store but can't find them. This irritates her since she dislikes losing. She takes a phone, which Peter uses to contact Farr. He's curious as to who summoned the Secret Service agents. Except for Ben and Nathan Briggs from Secret Service, Farr kicks everyone out of the room. She requests that Peter repeat what he said. Ben believes it's impossible and instructs Nathan to investigate. He discovers that a directive was issued 30 minutes earlier, summoning the agents. The president, Farr, Ben, Briggs, and Hawkins are the only ones with such access. Peter inquires about Hawkins' location, but he is unavailable, which raises Rose's suspicions. Farr requests their whereabouts so she may dispatch someone to find them. He's not coming in and will go to any length to keep her safe. Rose believes they should be proactive in determining what her aunt and uncle were researching and what led to their deaths. She knows where to begin, so they return to the Campbell's house. Rose is eager to exact revenge after learning that they shot her aunt 6 times. Rose informs Peter about what she overheard about Osprey, the engineer, and some files that night. She overheard them stating that the country is in jeopardy and that something will happen in 7 days. She also recalls her uncle mentioning a driving in the woods, which she deduces. They grab some clothing from the home and drive to a cabin in her aunt's vehicle. Concurrently, Hawkins meets with the murderer's mastermind. Meanwhile, Ellen and Dale return to the hotel, where Dale attempts to soothe her. Their encounter is cut short as the client calls to assign him a new mission. On the way, Peter tries to persuade Rose that she doesn't need to conduct an inquiry and that she can rely on the FBI. He vows to look after her and prevent a repeat of what occurred at the hotel. They arrive to the cabin and begin searching it. Rose attempts to access a hard disk that Peter discovers buried inside the wall. She discovers that it has been tightly encrypted, and she is unable to access the contents. Peter realizes the files are labeled 2781, the train number he was on when the bomb went off. He's curious about Rose's aunt and uncle's involvement in the Metro bombing investigation. After some thought, he telephones Farr and asks if they have discovered out who pulled the agents. She discloses that the order came from Hawkins, but he is no longer alive to answer their questions. Someone murdered him and placed his body on a farm for discovery. He was also shot 6 times. Peter informs her of the encrypted hard disk, and she directs them to come in. She wants to keep them secure and encourages them to bring the hard drive as well. The episode conclusion is Hawkins dead as a result of betrayal, or because he got too near to the truth. What motivated him to ruin his reputation and join the evil guys? Why had he agreed to meet with them in the first place? Everything in this situation must be taken with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, everything indicates that he is a horrible man right now. Rose is becoming more trusting of Peter, but what happens next? Will she accompany him to the White House gladly, or will Peter defy Farr's order? We'll hopefully find out in the upcoming episode.